like around the world. And for some reason, I'm like saying, why in the fuck can't we all sit down and talk? If you got bread and I got water, why don't we sit down and say, hey man, give me a drink of water, I'll give you a piece of my bread. But some people saying, I want the bread and I ain't gonna give you a fucking drop of my water. And that would piss anybody off. You know, and I don't know what's wrong. I think when I was a teenager, before I was a teenager, that's the way I was living in Louisiana. Do you know you could leave your door open in Louisiana when I was a kid and go shopping? It wasn't no shopping, you could go walking. And do you know wouldn't nobody go in your house? Because there wasn't no such a thing as air conditioning back then, guys. Some of y'all too young to know what I'm fucking talking about. But now, even this kind of temperature didn't happen in Louisiana. We only had 1 or 2 days of snow, and it was melted the next fucking day, man. So our temperature was down, but we did have a winter where you had to close the door. But no, I'm serious. In my dad's first car, you never took the key out the ignition of the car and rolled the windows up because there was no air conditioning in no cars back those days. So your keys was always in the car, and you couldn't pay nobody to go in and crank that car up and leave. Because your neighbor would say, that motherfucker took it right there. You know, I wish that would come back now, because that's the problem we have. And everybody afraid to say, oh, John took my car, so I'm when he did it. Tell it. Yeah, say you did it. Yeah, and we'd have a better place to lay down and rest. Yeah. Now the reason I say that, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, let's get my band up again. And if you listen to blues songs, sometimes through conversations we write songs. And my drummer, Mr. Tom Hammers, let's give him a big hand. He produced my last 6, 7, 8 album. And the reason I can't give you the exact count of the albums that he produced, because I was taking COVID-19 medicine before COVID-19 showed up. And that's what I'm taking in that cup now. And one day I was talking to him on my tour bus, and I just met him, and we was talking about me. Everybody wanted to know some of the things, like I'm telling you now, where I grew up at. I didn't know what running water was until I was 14 or 15 years old. Yeah. And of course, we didn't have electricity, and we didn't have no fucking fan, because you had to have electricity to have a fan. The only fucking fan I had was this. Do you know what that is? Only 3 people know. Oh, that's okay. That's why I like to tell you. Yeah. And back then, I was talking to him on my tour bus, and I was telling him about coming up. One day my mother was combing her hair about a broken mirror, man, with the sun sinking. And I dashed between her and the mirror. I said, Mom, I think I'm kind of good looking. She didn't crack a smile. She just looked around and said, son, that's only skin deep. And he heard me, and he said, let's write a song about that. And here's what we came up with. I've been around a while. I know wrong from I learned a long time ago, things ain't always black and white. Just like you can't judge a book by the cover. We all got to be careful how we treat one another. I say, skin deep, skin deep, underneath. Don't we all look the same? Skin deep, skin deep. A man in Louisiana never called me by my name. He said, boy, do this and boy, do that. But I never once complained. I knew he had a good heart, but he just didn't understand that I needed to be treated just like any other man. Skin deep, skin deep, underneath. Don't we all? Oh, yes, we look the same. I set my child down when he was old enough to know. I said, out there in this big wide world, you're gonna meet all kind of folks. I said, son, it all comes down to just one simple rule, that you treat everybody just the way you want them to treat you. Skin deep, skin deep, underneath. Do we all? Oh, yes. We look the same. Skin deep, skin deep. Skin deep. Help me say that. Yeah. Uh-huh. I hear y'all. You're slowing down because I'm going to tell you if you fuck it up anyway, so you. Y'all sounded first good on that first one, but then you start saying, bring it down. And I heard that first they say right, skin deep, and then somebody said, skin. See, I don't like for y'all to fuck up my song. No, I'm just kidding with you, man. You know, if you pay attention, I fucks up a lot up here. So I just like to tease you with that, you know, but you did a good job on it, man. Thank you. Underneath, don't we all look us?